Hi guys, this is so what if it's one o'clock at night and I'm recording because I haven't recorded in a while and I needed to get a video out. It's been warm outside, I just haven't been going out. Sorry if you hear any clicking in the background. It's night, so I'm playing Minecraft, Among Us, and that kind of stuff. If any of my cats make noise, sorry. If my sister makes noise, I'm sorry, because she's still up with me. Well, she's still up. So, if you hear any noise in the background, I'm just sorry. Also, this picture is kind of mine, kind of not. I just edited the picture. That's pretty much it. And it looks bad. Because I was using my mouse. I think it looks pretty bad. Also, thank you for 269, 70 subscribers. Didn't think I'd reach that much. At all. And also, I'm stopping the What If Deku is Sent to Another World. I've just lost inspiration. Would you say? Yeah, you'd say inspiration. I've lost thought and everything to it, so I'm just gonna stop that. Comment your ideas in the comments. Whatever idea you got, just comment it below. See why I don't record at night, and I haven't been talking, so this is what happens. So, this is what if Deku was framed. And framed and betrayed are different. And I'm gonna look up the definitions for them both in a second. Okay. Is that it? Yeah. Well, that gave me nothing. Framed definition. Pretty much false evidence, so the other person looks guilty. That's what I'm pretty much seeing. I'm still looking at portrayed. I need to see. And betrayed is pretty much just evidence. I completely forgot what framed was just a second ago, but I know they're different. They're just different. So, I'm going to try to make this one different from my betrayed one. The USJ is, well, everything that happened in the first year is going to happen in the second year. And Deku's gonna get... So, Deku, when... Let's just get on to the story. My brain's fried still. So, Deku... It's just a normal day, pretty much, in the beginning, and then stuff starts to happen, like people stop talking to him, like everybody just slowly stops talking to him. So, one day, Nezu called Deku into his office because he needed to speak to Deku. About stealing the UA files, in quotes. So, what happened is that Twice made a clone of Deku. Twice made a clone of Deku, so then the clone could go in, steal the files, and then get out. Oh, Sports Festival does happen, because that does happen in your first year. So, Sports Festival did happen. Sports Festival. This is why I'm failing English class. So, Deku goes into Nezu's office because he was called down to Nezu's office. And when Deku got in there, all he saw was, like, police officers, UA staff, everybody there. Because Deku didn't hear it, but over the past week there's been rumors going around that he sold UA files and everything like that. Now, the only people who didn't believe that was Bakugo, because it's Bakugo. He's known Deku forever, even though he hates to admit it. He knows what Deku does, so he knows that Deku wouldn't become a villain. Kirishima, because you can't do Kirishima dirty like that. And Denki, because he just follows Kaminari and Bakugo. So yeah. Todoroki, because he uses his fire now. And Aizawa, because Aizawa is my favorite character, and also Deku's teacher. So yeah. So, actually, I'm still recording. Yeah, I'm still recording. Cool. So, Deku pretty much asks, what's going on and everything like that. Nezu said, give me a second, I need water. Nezu says you're under arrest for stealing the UA files. Oh, and also, not All Might, Nezu is 50-50. He believes that Deku stole it, but also doesn't believe it. So, if he can find evidence, he'll help Deku out. Which, he will find evidence, of course. So, Deku's like, he's stuttering like, I'm not gonna stutter because I'm not stuttering. I'm not stuttering. So, Deku pretty much was like, wait, what? I'm under arrest for what? All Might asked if he could talk to Deku alone. We know exactly where this is going. For plot reasons, he's able to take back One for All. If I'm louder, I put my phone closer to me. So, Deku's like, wait, why are we in here all alone? And All Might just plucks out air and eats it. And says, I'll be taking this back. And Deku's pretty much just crying like he'd normally do. Normal Deku stuff. So, they take Deku to prison, even though they take him to Tartarus just because, first of all, they think Deku has a really powerful quirk, but he doesn't anymore. So, they send him to Tartarus. So, Deku pretty much, sent to Tartarus, and what he does is cry pretty much, like he normally would. He's been crying the past few days, and this one word I can't say. The one word. Just one night, he's sleeping, and he falls asleep, and in his dream, he, sees, I don't know how many people. 10? Yeah, it should be 10. Yes, he's gonna be overpowered, but these people are from the same anime. all from the same anime. So, Deku fell asleep. And since he's been crying so much, actually, no. Minus the fall asleep part. Don't, no. He's crying so bad that one of the guards got so annoyed that they just wanted to deal with him themselves. And also, for plot reasoning, he has a strength enhancer quirk. And Deku gets knocked out in a coma for 3 months, let's just say. I don't know, I'm just doing random stuff. I'm trying to hold back on the cussing. So, Deku pretty much, also I'm trying to make this an hour long because I haven't uploaded anything in a row or anything like that, so I want to make something an hour long. And also, I'm stopping the series. So, Deku is knocked out in a coma for 3 months. So, when he's in his coma, he sees 10 people. I'm not gonna name all of them because I don't want to. But they're Night Raid from Kame ga Kill. Don't ask me why, I really like the anime. The ending was trash though. I haven't read the manga anime, but it seems cool. Well, the manga anime. Wow, I'm really smart. This is why I fail all my classes. But the manga ending, I've heard, is really good. But anyway, he sees Night Raid from a Kame ga Kill. Because I just want him to. I don't know why, I just want him to. Will he get all of their weapons? Oh no. No, he won't. No, not at all. You'll only get a few. And also, how these weapons work is that he can summon them at will. Because I don't know any other way for him just to get them magically or something like that. Just, they pop out of the blue. But he sees the Kame ga Kill. Well, not. He sees Night Raid, and he asks. He always has to ask who are they and everything like that. The leader. I'm not gonna even try to pronounce her name. You can tell how bad I am at English. This is why I don't talk often. But the leader says that they are Night Raid. pretty much assassins. They've already seen Deku's life pretty much, so they're here to help him. They said they pretty much looked out for the pure of heart, but also a natural born assassin, which, for plot reasons, Deku is. And I also know that you can't use more than one Imperial arms, but I'm going to let him do. I am going to let him use more than one Imperial arm. Because I want him to. So, Deku pretty much everybody, I think, the leader says that he has to train first because even though he had to use one for all, he only could use, let's say this is around half the year, so around 6, I don't know if there can be half percents, but 6.5%, 6.5%. I know there's half percents, but like, I don't know. So, Deku pretty much what he does is he trains every day, and his mindscape is a year. No, a year and a half. I'm just gonna say that. 3 months. Each month has around 90 days, well, around 30 days, which equals to 180 days. 180 days. 180. So 180 years. And he's not going to age. But he's going to have a mind of an 180-year-old. But I'm not going to make him all wise and everything like that. So, I want to say he trains with Tatsume first, because he's like the weakest one of them all. Even though he didn't die first, he was the weakest one of them all. So, what Deku did is train with Tatsumi, and then he trained with, he's not going to get all of them, he's just going to get Morisama, Pumpkin, I don't know how to pronounce that, the foundation that makes you transform, giant scissors, and the strings that, I'm not going to pronounce that. I'm not going to even try to. But those are the weapons he's going to have. Giant scissors he's not going to use often. Morisama, he is. Bumpkin, he's going to use sometimes. Strings, he's going to use most times. So, Deku, let me think. Next, he trains with the person you can. Well, I'm just gonna say he trains with all of them. But Akame is the last one. Akame I can say perfectly because first of all, I can remember her name. Second of all, that's because that Akame's name's in the title of the anime. That's the only reason I can remember her name. So, Deku. So, outside of his coma, during these 3 months, this is what Deku's gonna look like. I edited this myself, like the hair, and the goggles on top of his head. I edited that myself. Same with the eyes. Rest, I just took from an image. So, Deku pretty much. Let me think. So, what Deku does is he trains with everybody. Akame's last, and Akame tells Deku about her sword, how it's pretty much if you cut yourself even, you're dead. So, Deku trains with Akame with a normal sword because they're not going to train with Morisama, because that's just dumb. That's just dumb fully. That's fully dumb. So, yeah, I'm not gonna be dumb. So, after his 3-month coma, for him 180-year coma, so after he wakes up, this is what Deku looks like. And I did this with a mouse too. And I don't know how I did this with a mouse, but I just did. So, Oh, also when he summons Morisama, it's in a sheath because it still can cut him. So, yeah, what Deku does is pretty much once he wakes up, during the 3 months, before I go any further, during the 3 months, they found evidence that Deku was innocent and it was Toga. So, they're feeling pretty bad. And this was a month and a half into Deku's coma. So, they asked to see Deku, and they explained that Deku's in a coma right now because the guard hit him too hard. So, Deku. So, any further than that, that's pretty much it. They keep coming back every like week or so, seeing if Deku's awake or not, which he's not. He's not gonna be for a while. So, once Deku wakes up, this is like the day that they come and check if Deku's awake or not, and they see that Deku's awake. Deku does not care for them at all. He only cares for the people that believed him, which I think is fair. I think that's very fair. Sorry for the clicking in the background. I'm playing Minecraft and I'm organizing stuff. So yeah. So what Deku does is once he wakes up and this is the time they're checking on him, seeing if he's awake or not. And they see that Deku's awake. They pretty much told Deku immediately, as soon as he got up, that he was innocent and everything like that. Deku was like, of course I was. What was your evidence? They pretty much explained his books and stuff. Deku already knew it was his books, so... So Deku's like, something so simple that even my bully could see, and that you guys couldn't. And Deku's like, and just sighs and gets up like he wasn't even in a coma. And they saw that he got buffered too. Because you gotta remember, each day they came, Deku's hair was pretty much halfway black. So they knew that Deku's hair was black, so they didn't question it. So Deku just got up and walked away. Free man. So yeah, pretty much what Deku does is that he goes to UA again because he needs to go back. He's rejoining the hero course. So, what Deku does is that once he goes back to UA, everybody sees him. They ask who's the new kid. And Aizawa was there because, of course, because he needed to teach the class, even though he wanted to come. He couldn't because he had to teach class. Even though he could pretend like he was napping, but instead of napping, he escaped. So Deku comes back. I've always seen Deku with his black hair because he's always been to the whatever you might call it, I don't know, the jail. Tartarus prison. That's what it was. If I can speak too, which I can't. So what Deku does is that he pretty much comes in and greets Aizawa because Aizawa believed him. So he's gonna greet Aizawa, ignore the rest of class 1A minus Kirishima, Bakugo, Kaminari, Todoroki, Denki, Kirishima, Bakugo, Todoroki. Okay, yeah, I got it. I thought there was one more guy. So, let me think of a ship that nobody really does. I haven't seen that many Momo ships lately, so I'm gonna do Momo actually. That's gonna be the ship, so. Bakugo, Kirishima, Denki, Todoroki, Aizawa, and Momo. That's the people he doesn't ignore. So, Deku pretty much, you know how some people can talk with their eyes? That's what Deku pretty much did. Like, don't tell anybody I'm Deku, pretty much. Deku's like, well, not Deku. Aizawa's like, okay, makes sense. So, they're asking Aizawa, like, who's the new kid and everything like that. Deku pretty much uses that, transformation one. The transformation Imperial Arms. And pretty much he says, you don't remember me? And just being all cheerful and happy and everything like that. And then he just turns back to his normal self. Well, his new normal self. So, they're all surprised that, that was Deku. Who wouldn't be surprised? So Deku pretty much, what he does is, let me think for a minute. He just sits right back down on where he normally sat, and Aizawa just kept teaching class like normal. Everybody was just staring at Deku like, why is the villain back and everything like that, because they didn't tell the students yet that Deku was innocent. Minus the few people that believed Deku. They told them that Deku was innocent. So they're all like talking amongst themselves and like, why is the villain back? Everything like that. Deku just says like, for your information, I'm not a villain. They did not tell you that I'm free. It was some other person that's transforming as me. They didn't tell you that. Pretty much Dick is just saying that. And they're like, nope, they didn't tell us anything. So, after class or whatever, Deku pretty much went with the five. I'm not gonna keep naming them over and over again, but that's pretty much Deku's main friend group. So they're sitting at lunch. Yeah, they're sitting at lunch right now, eating like you would, talking like you would, doing all the normal stuff that you would do. And somebody brought up the point of crushes. You know where this is going. You should know. So, everybody says their crush. Momo just lies and says that she doesn't have one. But everybody can tell that she's lying, but just move on. Deku wasn't listening to the conversations at all, so he was pretty much just zoned out the whole entire time. So when they pretty much shook Midoriya out of, well, why did I just say Midoriya? But when they shook Deku went back, he was like, wait, what? What was happening? Pretty much just all confused and everything. And Deku, so they were talking about crushes and everything. Deku's like, instantly no. Just no other response, but no. So, they're like, pretty much begging Deku to tell them. Which he doesn't. He doesn't want to tell them. But then he looks over to Momo, blushes and turns back, and like he's pretty much like saying no crush at all, like he doesn't have one. All that stuff you would say when you do have one. Holy, I have a lot of seeds. I could feed years worth of chickens with these seeds. So, they go back to talking, and end of lunch comes, nothing exciting happens. But this was like the end of the first year. So, yeah. If that means anything yet. Summer happens, the pool happens, everything like that happens. Everything that would happen in canon happened. Minus the training camp. And that's it. Just the training camp didn't happen. So, after their summer break happens, everything goes back to normal. Deku still doesn't like everybody. Half the teachers believed him, half of them didn't. So he likes half of the teachers, and the other half doesn't. He doesn't like. So Deku pretty much what time is it? How long have I been going for? Okay. I need a break. So give me a minute. Sorry for the pause. I needed to go to the bathroom. But I came up with this idea. So before he joined back into UA, he asked if he could murder. Yeah, pretty much just murder people. Well, not really murder, but kill them. They're like, what? Pretty much all confused because that little sweet Deku that they used to know is gone. It disappeared. So Deku's like pretty much like, yeah, I want to kill. So they allow him. Barely. So Deku's allowed to kill. Deku showed him the sword that set, and he said, bring him one of the death row prisoners. So they did, and Deku just cut him a little bit, and he was dead. He's like, he vanished out of thin air. Not really vanished, but more of like he died. Nezu saw that these markings came around him, and then he died. So they ask, what was that? And Deku says, it was the, like, demon sword more. I can't say it. Mori. Was pretty much the one-hit kill sword. That's what pretty much Deku says. Well, that's what I say because I can't say it. So they saw it and they're like, okay, sure. Just be careful with it. Deku was like, sure, and pretending to almost throw it up in the air. Deku's like, don't worry, I'm not dumb like you guys. So back to the present. Most votes go to Deku because, first of all, he's the only. Well, first of all, his friends voted for him, and second of all, he's strong. So they were pretty much like, why wouldn't we want why wouldn't we want this guy? Like, this guy's strong, and we're weak. So sorry for the train in the background. It happens sometimes. And yes, this late at night, at 2 o'clock. It's sad, I know. So Deku is like, okay, sure, I'll have it, sure. Because he doesn't really like being in the spotlight or anything. Because when that happened, it just turned out all bad. So he doesn't really like being in the spotlight anymore. He used to, but he doesn't like it anymore. I got a lot of shares, I'm just realizing that now. How am I just realizing that? So yeah, anyway. Deku USA, they ask what Deku's quirk is. Deku pretty much said it evolved into some kind of like weapon quirk. He pretends he doesn't know weapon quirk. He pretends he doesn't know, but fully knows well that it's not a quirk. So he explains it that he's able to summon. He summons the. Let's say he summons the foundation kit or whatever. Transform. They ask, what can this do? What can that do? He pretty much says, I can pretty much transform into whoever or whatever I want. He pretty much transforms into his old self with the green hair, green fluffy hair, green eyes, everything like that, freckles. They ask, what else do you have? He pulled out the giant scissors, making sure to tell everybody to get back. He pulled out them, and they ask what those can do. Deku says it's pretty much the ultimate, not ultimate, but great defense and attack. So, they ask if there's any more. Deku's like, of course there is. The finger string things, the strings for his fingers. They ask what those can do. He pretty much says that he's able to make traps, make spears, everything like that, out of these strings. They're like, okay. And then Deku pulls out the Morisama. Yeah, Morisama. I think that's it. Pulls out the sword, pretty much. That's a one-hit kill. And they ask what that can do. Deku says, if I even cut you a little bit with this sword, you dead. And then they instantly all backed away. Because they're scared. Minus the ones that believed him. So, when they get to the USJ, everything happens in canon. They get attacked. They get transported. Sorry for the pause there. My phone turned off. But they get teleported and everything. Deku didn't have enough time to do string traps. So he didn't do string traps. Deku pretty much they all got split up and everything like that. Everything happens in canon pretty much except that Deku in the water transforms into one of their teammates, not one of their, but one of the villain's teammates, so they want to attack him. Then he just goes on the boat. Well, once he's like on the side, he pretty much de-transforms. So Meta and Sue won't get scared that a villain's up there. So they're all up there and they're asking about what's the plan. That's the main question. What's the plan? Deku explains the plan that Deku will pretty much make a long, wire that's big enough to fit them all, pretty much one after each other. It's at least you're able to walk on. They're like, okay, and then they proceed with the plan. Everything happens good, and as always, everything happens in canon except Deku gets his sword out, and Nomu's pretty much blocking the sword because I don't want Deku to get an instant win just by slicing it a little bit. Deku pretty much, Nomu started fighting with him. Deku's throwing, well, not throwing, but yeah, he can throw the sword because he just can grab it back with the strings. So Deku's, yeah, he's throwing the sword, trying to cut the Nomu, trying to get the Nomu captured in the string so then he can't move so Deku can kill him. That's what Deku's trying to do. Is that working? Of course not. Nomu's getting out of the way. Definitely not breaking the strings. He's not breaking those strings. They're made out of like some kind of dragon fur from like an SS rank. Don't ask me how I know. I just know. I just know. So, after like 15 minutes, Deku finally got a blow on the... he finally hit the Nomu with his sword, killing the Nomu. And Shigaraki does his normal thing, scratching his neck, like, oh, you cheater, and stuff like that. All that weird stuff, like, I don't know. Just all of his weird stuff that he normally does. So Deku's about to fight him, and he's killed pretty much every person there, minus Kurogiri and Shigaraki. So Shigaraki was like, what do you want? What do you want? I'll do anything. And then Deku says to turn yourself in. Shigaraki like, wait, what? Why? Why? Are you dumb? I can just break out of prison just by touching something. I could touch the wall. And it could be bye-bye wall. It could be gone forever. Deku's like, yeah, that's why you're sentenced to death. And Deku's pretty much has his sword out, about to kill Shigaraki until Kurogiri makes him go. Shigaraki doing his normal thing. Scratching his neck and everything. And everybody's happy that the threat's gone. Because I don't want Deku to get an instant win on all his opponents. because that would just be boring. And we don't really want a boring what if unless we want to rush it. And if we want to rush it, that'll be pretty easy to rush. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because this is where I'm going to be ending it, because I'm doing the sports festival in the next part. I hope you guys enjoyed, because this took an hour to make, and if this is not good, if this is like file corrupted, I'm not uploading this, because I'm gonna be annoyed. So I hope you guys liked it. Thank you for 200 some subs. I'm checking because I don't want to just say random numbers. I want to check too. $272. Well, thank you all for 272 subscribers. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have a pretty good night. I know I'm not, because I'm gonna be staying up all night watching anime. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sub if you want. Sub if you don't want. And, yeah, bye.